Right, hi guys. So up super early for a sunrise, which was very worth it actually in the end. Lovely and cold, and then obviously on the way met a stupid pheasant who decided to stand in the middle of the road, tries my brakes out a little bit, and then down to the beach, looking stunning already. Quite a bit of cloud in the distance. I was like, are we going to get something good or not, or is it just going to diffuse the sun in a good way? We shall see. Alright, morning guys. We are down on the beach early. Sunrise coming. It's about 10 minutes away, I think. Just thought I would get up early and just go for a bit of a wander. Lovely calm morning. It's quite chilly. Car was frozen this morning, so it's tide's out, so we could get some interesting colours on the reflections and the sand and everything. Yeah, shouldn't be too long before it pops up. I think if we're going to get it, there's a little bit of cloud cover over the distance, but should be interesting to see. Rx10 Mark IV with me, nice and easy. So, I quite like that thing in the distance. Well, I used to call them lampshades, but they're a marker. So. I can hear an engine of some sort. I presume it's a fishing boat out somewhere. It's a bit misty over in Eastbourne. What a stunning morning. Reflections are awesome. Awesome. Hopefully we can capture the sunrise coming up through that, because at the moment it's a little bit of cloud cover there, so I think we're going to get a red sun possibly coming through that. Not sure, we shall see. It could be the most uneventful sunrise ever. No, my luck. I woke up this morning just randomly at literally 5 AM, just went ugh, with no alarms or anything. I must have been thinking about it in my sleep. Well, there's a cool reflection of that post there, which might work. We'll get it anyway. I'm going to snap around and wait for this sun to pop up. There's a guy digging for worms, I think, over there. Walking his dog, maybe. Don't know. Bit of a cold breeze. But other than that, absolutely stunning. As you can see, lovely light, very soft, beautiful colours, all happening very, very quickly. And I actually couldn't believe how quickly the sun came up. But as you can see, the guy doing some, I think, lug worming. I think that's a thing. Not my sort of thing to be doing, but anyway, lots of people down there doing that. And then it popped up, literally like that. It just appeared, and I was like, well, okay. Unfortunately, I didn't have the glasses on recording, so we missed that bit there. But yeah, it looked like it was molten liquid pouring into the sea. It was incredible to watch. And me snapping away, videoing a little bit here or there, and as you can see, it was literally just either like a nuclear bomb going off, or the sun had literally decided to pour molten sort of stuff into the sea. That's what it looked like. Absolutely amazing. I've never actually seen it like this before. Obviously, just down to the cloud cover down the bottom. As you can see, it's diffusing it a little bit there, so we get darker colours down the bottom of the sun there, and obviously a distortion through the atmosphere, I suppose, and how it's working. But unbelievable, absolutely stunning to watch. Glad I got up. I actually woke up randomly at 5 a.m. just like, what the hell? Oh, what? Why am I awake? And it was obviously a sign to get up, go out early and, get on with it. So, yeah, well worth it. As you can see, I'll zoom in a little bit there. You can see it's almost broken off. It's almost like there's fire touching between the two surfaces there. It looks really, really cool. Completely random. All shot in RAW, all 600mm, and just tweaked a little bit there just to make sure it's all roughly as best as I could get it. The colours were pretty much bang on. It was a really lovely red sky. Reflections were crazy, vivid, like as you can see here, absolutely bonkers. And as it came up a little bit more, it starts to obviously get less vibrant, and you start to lose the orange. But yeah, it worked really nicely, so very pleased with that. Doesn't take long. Cold fingers, eh? As you can see there, turned out lovely. Nice bit of foreground detail here in this shot. Shooting f4 at 600mm. Same shot here, same again, sorry. But on my part there, a little mistake really. I should have stopped it down a little bit because I'm basically focusing on the sun. The birds aren't exactly much in focus. They're a little bit out, but not a huge amount. But it just softens them off a little bit. But you can still see. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but just a bit annoying. Like this bird here on the left-hand side is actually nice and sharp because he's far enough away. He's actually in that area, so that worked quite well. But what a stunning morning. As I left the beach, I walked along the promenade a little bit back to where the car was, and I saw a rollerblader skater coming. So I thought, I wonder if I can get a shot of her silhouetted, looking quite cool with the sun as in behind her, so backlit. And as this old gentleman walked in as well. So this is a crop in of the shot. Works pretty well. It's quite cool. That's all the highlights lifted. Just show you dynamic range. Originally it was pretty silhouetted on her, but I've lifted it up, and actually I'm pretty impressed. Actually, it's not bad at all. And that is a nice little crop in there as well to lose the gentleman. And this is the difference there. This is a different shot, but it just shows you that he was coming into shot. So I just cropped in basically to allow two different styles of images there. So it worked quite nicely. And then down to the Delaware, where we've got these domes here. Very famous building in this area. Highly photographed a lot. But, it never gets boring really, because there's always different times of year. Lightning storms, snow, beautiful summer days, winter days with frost and ice and everything, like even snow on the beach I've seen a few times over the years. So sunsets, sunrises, this is getting photographed all the time. So, but when you're in the local area, you may as well just have a quick stop, especially if you're in it's the right time. So I managed to get a couple of shots. Sadly, you can see all the black stuff around the posts. They've got some really lovely domed lights, but unfortunately some little shits decided to smash them up, which is a real shame. And some other things have been damaged as well, so unfortunately they need to get a life. But unfortunately that's always going to be the case. As you can see here, a couple of these shots I didn't actually use, but it's always worth taking them. We can see if they're worthwhile as we take them. And I thought, well, yes and no, not really. Not it wasn't sort of, when you sort of look at a photo and you think it's missing something or it's not quite right. So I moved along a bit, and tried a couple of other things here. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling that bit there. I think it's probably those posts were in shot, and I thought, well, I'm trying to keep things as realistic as possible, so I shall try and hide them behind the next dome. So as you can see here, you can see it there. But what I actually need to do is move over slightly to actually take the shot with it being hidden by one of the posts there. So, which you'll see shortly anyway, a couple of shots that I've taken. Unfortunately, my hair is dangling in front of the in front of the camera. But yeah, anyway, it was a stunning morning, freezing cold, -1. Not too bad though, really. It was all right. Like I see, blue skies, but quite a lot of hazy sort of. I don't know what it was in the distance. It's either thin cloud or just maybe sea mist or something. Not really sure. This morning when I woke up, it was really misty, and so I think it's where we get some sunny days, and then suddenly it cools down quickly during the evening, and you end up with mist. Right guys, that's how quickly the sun rises. So I managed to just about get to location. One, the Delaware Pavilion, just about to get the old domes here. I would have loved to have been able to seen this when it was actually like a pier that went out. I think this was like actually a full circle kind of thing. And there you're out to sea. Anyway, let's head off. The moon's gone, so up and about before everyone else. Very nice. As you can see here, the Delaware Pavilion itself lit up by the sun. Nice long shadow, which that's the reason I took it and did a bit of a pano. This shot here is actually, I've basically processed the raw and actually lifted the shadows quite heavily to bring out the detail compared to what it was originally, which was that. So just have a look at the dynamic range, really, it's available. Not bad at all, looks pretty good. So next couple of shots is when I actually got back to the car, popped the boot, and actually went, oh, blimey, look at that. And the sun was just coming up over the roof where the chimneys were. They're sort of old Victorian, interesting shaped chimneys. Seagull landed, as they do. Perfect. But I noticed this. F8, I end up banding at 1/32,000th of a second at ISO 100. If I open it back up to f5.6 or f4, it was absolutely fine. So there's something going on with the lens. I guess it's just focusing the light a bit more and causing that to happen. Not really sure 100%. But as you can see, there's a little bit of banding there. Not the end of the world, but unfortunately, it's one of those things that you suddenly realise later. You think, oh, okay, I didn't actually see that through the viewfinder. It's one of those things. So just something to take into consideration. We know actually the camera's lens is best anywhere up to f5.6. So yeah, you can use it up to f16, but it does deteriorate in certain ways. One, apparently, if you're shooting at a bright light, it can cause you banding. So that's just one thing I've noticed. Like I say, not the end of the world because you can shoot obviously slightly differently. Ideally, it could have done with the ND filter on, but having that 1/32,000th of a second shutter speed allowed me to get the shot with not too much trouble, other than the banding showing up once I stopped down a little bit more. But hey ho, not the end of the world. Hey guys, don't forget to click the subscribe button, little notification bell as well. Hope this was possibly interesting. Any comments below? Feel free to ask. Any problems with your cameras and you want to ask some questions, you know, functions and menus and anything like that, and you're getting stuck, feel free to ask. Please comment below and I shall get back to you, or I shall possibly make a video about it if it's worthwhile. Other than that, I shall see you soon.